I hope we're doing good. I hope you're having a nice week. If you're not, maybe next week will be better. Who knows? I'm not God. I can't know that for sure, but maybe it'll be a little bit better. There's a good chance it might be even worse next week, but maybe the week after that it'll be better. So just hang in there. Listen to the pod. Hopefully you enjoy. We can be pals for the next hour or so, and you know, take it 1 minute at a time, baby. I'm happy to be back. I did a lot this week. I was at my sister's wedding. I was just involved in some police activity. Did I do anything else besides those major events? Was there anything else? And I did a show in Irvine, which is not that far from LA, so I was pretty nervous about it, but I'll tell you all about that in a second. I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor. Please don't skip ahead. Just wait a second. Give me like 20 seconds first before you start skipping the ads, because as you know, I like to do ad reads for companies that I love. And this company really blew me away with their razor. And I didn't think I could get that blown away with a razor, but Billy has honestly the best razors ever, and I know it's the best because my legs have never been softer. I also love their packaging. I love the way, like, they don't have it's not like a hanger where you clip in your razor. Do you know what I mean, girls? With the little suction cups on the wall of your shower that just slide down and get all moldy. They don't do that. They use a magnet. It's tiny. It's so cute. I feel like a scientist every time I put my razor on the magnet to hang it on the wall. It's brilliant. The design, everything. The shaving cream is great. I normally just use like shampoo or conditioner as shaving cream, but Billy has a great formula, and it's pretty inexpensive in my opinion. You can also do a subscription through their website, which is nice because I don't know if any of you out there are like me and you'll use a razor even when it's like rusted and it's like missing its handle, so you have to just use the stub of the razor and it keeps falling. I'm pretty gross when it comes to razors. Billy is nice enough to send you a razor either monthly, bi-monthly. For all the LGBT months out there, they have bi-months. And then you can also do it every 3 months, which is nice. That's the one that I do because I can't commit to change it. I'm not clean enough to switch razors every month. I like to put it off as long as possible. So they're doing a great deal. They are giving our listeners, what are they giving us? What are they giving us? They better be giving us some good stuff. What is it? I remember. Oh God, why am I blanking? Okay, here we go. Go to mybillie.com, MYBILLIE, like Billie Eilish. I wonder if she uses these razors. She's got to feel a little bit special. If it was like Allie razors, I would definitely buy into that. But you can go to mybillie.com/AliMac, ALIMAC. It's a small way you can support me while getting the best razor you will ever own. Honestly, I have it's like a light bluish color. I love that razor. They have a really cute, like pinky, like light pink color. It's just $9 to get your starter kit. That's it, $9. They got rid of the pink tax, which the ladies know what's up. You can get 2 of the same razors, 2 Schick razors. If you get the women's Schick razor, it's like $1 bajillion. If you get the men's Schick razor, they practically shave your balls for you at CVS. The disrespect. I need a shave for men. The reason I'm shaving is for guys, and guys are charging me more money to shave. Get out of here. So it's just $9 to get your starter kit, plus free shipping always. Go to mybillie.com/AliMac. It's spelled mybillie.com/AliMac to get the best razor of your life.
Billy's?
Yeah, my Billie. I love them.
Awesome.
Great razor. I shave all my toes. Here's the crazy thing. This is how I knew it was a good razor. And sorry I'm still talking about the freaking ad, but I just shaved today. I also got, I don't know if you can see, but I got a spray tan. Can you see on camera? Can you tell that I got a spray tan? And it's like peeling apart. It's like part of it is still on, but the other part isn't. It's really bad. It's just peeling away right now. And it doesn't look good. I look like I have all these weird marks on me. But I wanted to get a spray tan for my sister's wedding. And, obviously I had to shave my toes for the wedding because I was wearing heels. And this is how I know that Billy is a good razor, is because every time I've shaved my toes with it, none of them have cut or bled. And as a woman, you know that every time you shave your toes, you're rolling the dice with getting a nick and having it just bleed everywhere. And then you're in the shower and the water's pouring over it. So it never stops, especially like behind the ankle. If you get a nick behind the ankle from shaving, that's just going to bleed out forever. Your towel's going to be bloody. It's going to look like a shark attack. Billy has never cut my toes, and that does mean a lot. My buddy from Patreon, Brian, he was asking me which, if he should get Liquid Death, Liquid IV, or the Billy razors for his girlfriend. He should get her MeUndies, in my opinion. Or not MeUndies, sorry, we don't say that name on this pod. I meant Parade. Wow. Yikes. He should get her Parade underwear. I didn't know that I could use my own promo code, obviously, but I didn't know that. I used it. I got a bunch of underwear using my own promo code. I'm not passing up on a deal. I got my own subscription with Billy using my promo code, but I told him to get his girlfriend the razor, and she already has it, so no promo code is used for that. But I thought that was a sweet thing to do. If you love your girlfriend or, your sister or something, get them the gift of a Billy razor. Okay, enough about frickin' Billy. Jesus Christ. I sound like I'm sponsored by them or something. Am I right, fellas? Hell yeah. So I was shaving my legs. I'm trying to get this spray tan off of me. First of all, sometimes I do this thing, and I'm doing fine financially. I'm not killing it. I think some people think that if you, have a certain amount of followers on Instagram, or if you do shows with Joe Rogan, that you automatically are rich or something. I'm not rich. I'm not making that much money. I'm making enough money to live and not be scared for this moment, for this month. But I've always been like this all the time, and I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's my dad's, impulsive spending. But anytime I want to do something like the spray tan, in my head, I'll have an idea of how much a spray tan costs. In my head, I'm like, oh, a spray tan may be $60. Right? And I didn't check the website. And then once the spray tan was over, she was like, that'll be $90. I'm like, you can leave my house. I might get canceled for the spray tan. I'm supposed to pay you $90. You never know with the spray tan. I was nervous. She was like, do you want it... on a scale of 1 to 5, how dark do you want to be? And I was like, I want to be as dark as I can be without getting canceled. I want to be as dark as I can be and be able to become president. I don't want to look like I'm going to someone's Halloween party dressed as Aladdin. Trudeau did that. The Canadian Prime Minister guy. I don't think it was Aladdin. Maybe he went as someone else. He went as someone, and he doubled down. One year he did brown face, and then another year he did blackface. Yeah, the Prime Minister of Canada. Something like that. He's something like that, yeah. Yeah. His first one must have been a hit if he was like, you know what? I'm going to make my skin darker again for another Halloween. You have to have a lot of confidence and be around a lot of other white people who egg you on, thinking that's a good idea. So I got the spray tan for the wedding. It was so expensive, so I was trying not to shower at all, because the more you wet the spray tan, the more it goes away. So I was trying not to shower but still be clean and be shaved for my sister's wedding and everything. And the wedding was great. Oh my God, it was so fun. It was in Aspen, Colorado, and I had never been. Yeah, see, my boyfriend just pulled up a picture of Trudeau for Halloween, and it wasn't even he went above and beyond. It was beyond. He really thought he was doing something with that. Yeah, it's bad. But I'd never been to Aspen before. I've only been to Denver, once or twice I've been to Denver. Haven't been. very often. And so Aspen, I've seen photos. I know it's beautiful. I was excited to go. I was excited to see my sister get married. It's also the first wedding I'd ever been in, which is a big deal. And it's my sister's. You know, I don't have friendships where I'm like gonna ever be someone's bridesmaid. So it was very special to me to be able to be not only a bridesmaid, but a maid of honor at my sister's wedding. And, you know, that just shows how kind my sister is. She knew I wasn't gonna do any of the maid of honor work, but she still gave me the title because, you know, I'm the baby sister. We have another sister who's more equipped to fulfill the duties of maid of honor. She didn't expect anything of me, and, you know, I love that about her. She knew enough about me to say, here's the title, please don't try and handle anything going on. But I tried. Day of the wedding, I was trying to be all helpful as I could be. I was trying to get points. I was trying to let other people know I wasn't there to fuck around. Weddings are exhausting. I want to get eloped because, first of all, weddings are expensive as fuck, and it's just for a day. And essentially, like, a wedding is like treating other people. Like, you have to get food for everyone, whether it's like a buffet or like, you know, you're serving them. You're almost treating everyone to a day vacation to watch you and some guy make out. No thanks. That's too much. I mean, it was great for my sister. I loved it. But not for me. I don't want everyone to just be spoiled because I'm making out with someone and boning them for, you know, the foreseeable future. Also, most of them end in divorce. Most marriages end in divorce, so it seems like a lot of money. Like, I would just say give me all the... I don't even know. I want to get eloped because my grandma got eloped, and my grandma just turned 90. So she was, like, getting eloped back in the day. She was probably 20 when she got married, around 20 or 23 maybe. So if she's 90, what is that? What year is that? 20, so that's 70 years ago. 1940 something.
What year she was born?
No, what year she got eloped. If she got married around like 20, she just turned 90. 1951. Huh. Maybe she got married a little before that, but yeah. 1951. She got eloped in 1951. Here's the best part. She got eloped in Vegas. She didn't even stay the night. She didn't even gamble. She just went there, got married to my grandpa, came back home, had a little event at the local women's club. Love that for her and my grandpa. And they had a beautiful marriage. They had a great, long marriage until my grandpa died. What if he faked his own death so he wouldn't have to divorce her? That's awful. He wouldn't do that. But yeah, they had a good marriage. I don't know. I would rather just go on a vacation. I would say, hey, I'm not going to have a wedding, but why don't you send me and my boo a bunch of money so we could go to Bora Bora and swim with fish outside of our room. That sounds sick. In the comments below, where would your ideal honeymoon be? If you could go anywhere in the world, and this makes a difference because if it was like a 2-day trip versus like a month trip or something, there would probably be different places in mind. I'm thinking, how long is a honeymoon normally? Like a week? Yeah, if you were somewhere for a week for your honeymoon, where would you go? I think I would want to go somewhere where there's a lot to do, almost like a hybrid between like a city but also a small town. Where you can have both. Ooh, Greece would be fun. Greece would be nice. Maybe Croatia. Mykonos. Yeah, I don't know where all the houses are in Greece. But I don't care about the houses in Greece. I'll let it be my desktop screensaver. I want to go to like where they have the big lakes and the water's all clear and you can jump off the rocks and you can eat gyros. Guillermo's, gorillas. Yeah, I think Greece would be fun. Something like that where it's like still small town but also city. Like you could go to a club one night, but then you could also just chill at a like lakey beach thing. So yeah, I went to my sister's wedding. First of all, it was a destination wedding, which, you know, is beautiful. But it's exhausting, especially in Aspen, because the altitude is so high. It fucked up my beehole. I pooped like 3 times in one day. Oh my God, it wrecked me. My butt felt spicy. Do you know what I mean? Like when you feel like you have to poop and your butt feels like it just ate a jalapeno. There was like a spice to it. Ow. And so I get to Aspen, and here's what was great about the whole trip. So I was supposed to do a comedy show in Aspen, either pre or like the first post-COVID, and it got rescheduled due to more COVID. And so, you know, my agent sent me a list of dates that were going to be available in the future, and I knew I was going to have to be in Aspen for my sister's wedding. And Aspen is like an expensive place. Like, there's no Target in Aspen. There's no Walmart. There's no Rite Aid. There's no CVS. It's like, oh, you need a pair of pants? Here's the Gucci store, and that's it. It's only expensive things. And the flights there are expensive. The airport is tiny. Like, it's just like a very rural spot in Colorado. And so I was like, I don't want to pay to fly out to Aspen twice. So conveniently, there was a show the Wednesday before my sister's wedding, which was on Saturday. So I booked that show. I flew out early to do the show, and I was nervous about the show because Aspen's like a small, you know, there's people who obviously live there, but it's mostly like a destination, like people who either live there part-time or are tourists. And so I'm like, I don't know what this crowd's going to be like. Like, I can't imagine anyone's going to be, like, a fan of comedy out here. That's, like, something they would want to do or, like, go see. And the shows ended up being very fun. We did 2 shows back-to-back one night. I got to stay at a nice hotel in Snowmass. It was so lovely. The food was incredible. Oh, I felt so spoiled. And then it was just the great start to a weekend of love and light. So after that, my sister's husband picked me up from the hotel in Snowmass. We went over to Aspen proper, I guess it would be. I don't know, like the main city. The Highlands. No, yeah, I went to the Highlands. But then, like the town. And I mean, what else? I mean, I don't want to talk too much about a freaking wedding, but they did a whole Jew wedding. They had the whole Jew setup. They broke the glass. They signed the ketubah. Never heard of that in my life until their wedding, but I'm glad I got to. That was my first Jewish wedding I'd ever been to. It was beautiful. It started raining, so they quickly did the walk down the aisle. I got to walk down with one of my sister's husband's friends. That's always the weirdest part when you go to someone's wedding is like the bride's maids of honor or the bridesmaids walking down with the husband's grooms because they don't know each other, and then you're just like, we're walking in here together. Sometimes they do like dancing. They'll the girl hold the guy's tie and they're like, we met 2 hours ago. Now I'm freak dancing with this guy in front of an entire audience. Ugh. Weddings are so weird. But I got to walk down the aisle in front of my sister. Got to walk with the groom's buddy, who I already knew, so it was nice. And he also had a jewel, which was a big issue because I did not know this. If there's any nicotine fiends out there, if you are planning on going to Aspen, pack wisely because they do not sell any vape products unless it has THC, right? Yeah, if it's like a nicotine vape, nope, not going to find it in Aspen. And the closest place is like at least an hour away. No, it was like 15 miles away. 30 miles away, something like that. Yeah, it was awful. We did not pack enough jewel pods. I was fiending, but luckily the guy I walked with had like a Views or some sort of off-brand vape. And I just had to deal with it, but he was a great walking partner and vaping partner. And that's what a wedding should be about. The partnership of 2 people through sickness and in health. Through vaping and in not vaping. So, walked down the aisle. My sister walked down. It was raining. As soon as they walked down the aisle, they were like, okay, we got the experience of walking down the aisle, getting the photos. Let's go inside and not be in the rain. And it was great. Everyone got drinks, and then finally the wedding happened. It was so gorgeous. But the whole time I'm just anticipating my speech because I had to give a speech at my sister's wedding. And there was all this pressure on me because I do stand up and everyone wants it to be a hilarious speech. I got a video of the speech. I should have it soon. I'm going to post it. But I figured I would give you guys, you know, I would read it to you before you saw the video. Because if you're listening to this podcast, I fuck with you. You're part of the fam. You deserve to hear it before I post it to the pub. I need to water my can. What is it called? Water the pipes? No. Get some water in the hole. Something like that. What? No, I want the jewel. Hold on. Liquid Death is so good. I ran out of my Liquid Death. I need to order more boxes. I ran out. My pee has turned brown. That's how much I drink Liquid Death if it's in a can. If water is in a can and it's in my house, I'm drinking all of it. My pee's looking clear. As soon as I run out, my pee's back to brown. This is the only thing that gets me to drink a full thing of water regularly. Sorry, I'm just doing a water and vape break. Feel free to also just, take a minute to yourself. Think about what you want in the next, what your goals are for today, for this week, while I hit my jewel really quick. Enjoy the soothing sounds of the vape. Yeah, that was good. Uh-oh. Vape down. Okay, so the speech, there's so much pressure. I was able to write the speech. It ended up being a funny speech, and I didn't want it to be, I wanted it to just be like all sweet and sentimental, but as soon as I started writing it, it was funny. So I now also if you want Liquid Death, you can go to I think it's like liquiddeath.com/AllieMac. But you can just pick it up in any store. They're pretty much everywhere now. I like the cases of it. One's never enough. I'm an alcoholic with water. So get a case. It's easier. But yeah, liquiddeath.com/AllieMac. God bless you, Liquid Death. Thanks for sponsoring me. It's been a long time coming. I love you. Okay, so here's my wedding speech at my sister's wedding. I'm going to give you kind of like an abridged version. I don't need to get into all the sweet stuff. Hi, everyone. My name is Allie. I'm sure you already know me, though, either from my Instagram, recently verified, by the way, or as being Brittany's littlest sister. I started getting emotional as soon as I said Brittany's littlest sister. I was like, Brittany's littlest sister. And then I pulled it together. And then I said, I'm also the comedian of the family, so I'm sure a lot of you are expecting my speech to be funny and have a lot of jokes in it and whatnot, but I'd like to lower the expectations because I'm not getting paid for this. And also, I just want my speech to reflect how special today is with my sister and her husband. So, I'll kick it off by telling a story about salad. See what I did there? I said it's not going to be funny, lower your expectations, and then I mentioned I said, let's tell a story about salad. No one saw that coming. Salad's stupid. How am I going to make salad funny? So then I said, when Brittany first moved to Arizona to live with her husband, I didn't quite know him as well as I do now, and I referred to him in private as the boss man because he's like CEO, big shot dude. So everyone laughed at that because they get it. They know the guy. They're like, yeah, the boss man, that fits. So I said, I referred to him in private as the boss man. He reeks of determination and success. And no offense to anyone here, but that smell is foreign to me. And we went out to get dinner. We went across the street. I got a salad because I'm afraid to eat carbs in front of her husband. And when we got back home, as soon as I opened the salad, before I even had one bite, it fell everywhere, all over the floor. And I was freaking out because they have, a beautiful house, and I just spilled my salad everywhere. There's lettuce on the floor, a heavy hand of dressing. And, I didn't know how he was going to react. I thought he was going to be mad at me, but he reacted in the complete opposite way. He was so nice about it. He was very understanding. He even offered me his salad, which had cilantro in it, so it was an easy decision for him to make. He hates cilantro. Everyone knows that. It got a laugh. It had cilantro in it, so it was an easy decision for him to make, but it showed me that, he's a selfless dude, and he's going to be a good husband because he doesn't cry over spilled salad. And I also learned that day that he would never take me to that restaurant again. Big laugh, big laugh. Another time when I knew that he was going to be a great brother to me was when he took his entire company to come to one of my comedy shows when I was performing in Arizona. I'm pretty sure he gave all of his employees paid time off for it, but it meant the world to me nonetheless. Ha 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 ha. Then I said, I'm so glad my sister found you. I have a new business manager. But before you were around, my sister's always been my manager from day one. She was like a second mom to me. Blah, blah, blah. Saying all these nice things about how my sister's kind of managed me and been looking out for me ever since I was little. And then I say, because Brittany and her husband are so kind, I figured they wouldn't mind if I plugged a few of my upcoming tour dates. I'll be in Chicago, Boston. Just kidding, but if you're interested, visit my merch booth after the wedding. Big laugh. Giant laugh. And this is a joke that I cut out. I forgot it while I was giving the speech, but also I think it was for the best. I think it was Hashem looking down from heaven. Because here was the joke. And I think it's so funny, but I think it would have worked, but it wasn't the right. It might not have worked as well as I thought it would. So I said, Brittany and her husband have a lot in common, actually. They're both type A personalities. I didn't know what the A stood for, but I found out it means anal, which is how Brittany got the ring. That would have killed. It would have been so good, but I don't know. Some people might have gotten weird about it, so I left that out. And then I said some nice things about my sister. Nothing funny, just sweet. I cried. And then this is how I wrapped it up. I said, Brittany always calls me the wise sister. It turns out she never thought I was wise. She was just saying, why is Allie doing this? Why is Allie wearing that? Big laugh. And I said, this is the part where I'm supposed to give advice about love and all of that. But I didn't know what I could offer them, I didn't know what I could say about love. I don't have that much experience with relationships and whatnot. But what I do know is that Brittany and her husband are going to have a long, happy marriage because they had so many great role models to look up to. Not my mom and dad, but I'm sure they had someone that killed. And then I closed it out with, Brittany always second guesses herself. She always doubts herself. She always asks me if she's making the right decision. But I know tonight you have made the right choice. I was always supposed to speak at your wedding. And I closed it out, dropped the mic. I even, when everyone was doing their speeches, they kept the mic, in the mic stand, like freaking novices. You know what I did? I treated it like a set. Whipped the mic out of the mic stand, put the mic stand behind me, said, hey, how's everyone doing? And then killed for the next 5 minutes. Honestly, no offense to my sister who listens to this podcast, but I did steal the show from her for a minute. It wasn't my intention, but it was just it was meant to be that way. But yeah, weddings are exhausting. If you're in the wedding, you're just there all day getting ready, being a slave to the bride. And then the actual wedding is 4 hours, 5 hours? Meanwhile, I've been up since 6 a.m. wearing a dress around in heels. It was fun though. I loved it. I loved every second of it. And I had a fan at the wedding. Could you imagine? Oh, after I did my speech, I was about to say after I did my set. After I did my speech, so many people were coming up. They're like, you're going to be in Chicago? You're going to be in Boston? I was even slow dancing with my boyfriend and some lady came up. She's like, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to follow you on Instagram. I was like, if you weren't before, you better start quick, girl. you got some catching up to do. But my sister invited this guy from the he listens to this podcast. Shout out to Sasha. I don't want to give too much away, but he works at a hotel that they were staying at. And my sister was telling me that he's a big fan of mine. So I was like, okay, I can't wait to meet him. And she was saying all these nice things about him. So I was very excited, you know. And so I finally met him at the wedding. And I didn't have a ride back to that hotel. And he was like, you're the best, comedians are freaking geniuses. And I was like, maybe some, not me, but thank you. And he was able, dude, he hooked it up. He used the big hotel hookup. He got me like a shuttle from the wedding back to the hotel at midnight. Lifesaver. Because there's nothing in Aspen. It's so hard to like get rides or go from one place to the other. And he really, number one fan right there. He pulled through for me. And then what? We came back home.
Yoga on a mountain.
Oh yeah, I got to do yoga on a mountain. The elevation was 11,200 feet high. Whew, I was getting winded. I was doing downward dog the entire time. Child's pose. That's why I like yoga. If you're over it, you can just curl up in a ball, let your butthole hang up to the ceiling, and just lay there. And you're like, I'm just working on my breath right now. And everyone's like, namaste. So, did a little bit of yoga. Felt good. And then when I got home, what else was I going to talk about? The wedding, the police, and then what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. So then, what was it, like last night? Yeah, so I got booked to do a headlining set at the Irvine Improv, which I've done smaller shows at the Irvine Improv. I've opened up for people at the Irvine Improv. And it's a large venue. It's big. What's the capacity there? Like 350, 400? Yeah, 400. It's big, and I'm not, you know, I'm no big head honcho. So I was stressed. I'm like, there's also a lot of pressure when you're doing shows that are like in the greater Los Angeles kind of area, because it's like everyone in LA or nearby is so spoiled because you can see the best comedians. So I was like, oh, I hope this goes well. I was only doing one show, and I know that like means a lot to the other improvs across the US in terms of booking. So this is a big deal. I talked to my boyfriend's dad, used to be a comedy manager, and he's the one who was like, oh, it's a pretty big deal to, you know, be able to headline that club, or really like any improv or like club in the greater LA area. So I'm like, oh, great. Now there's even more pressure. I was nervous. And I sold over 200 tickets, which was incredible. And I was like, oh, how many of those are actually here to see me? Or like how many, because, you know, the clubs will send like a bunch of emails, like they'll offer free tickets and just make money off of the drink sales or whatever. And they said they hardly did any of that. My numbers were already up before they did like their final little push for promoting the show. So that felt really good, but I was kind of dissociated from it. It still doesn't feel like, I know it's a big deal, but for some reason it just, like, I don't know if I'm like in denial or like, I don't know, but man, it was cool. My mom was there. All of her friends were there. My dad showed up. Larry pulled up. There was this lady when I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago for, what was I? Oh, when I was doing shows with Segura and on a little romantic getaway with my boo. I went out to eat at Roy Choi's restaurant at the MGM, I believe it's at. It's called Best Friend. It's so good. If you're ever in Vegas, you have to stop there and get food. It was delicious. The rice so good. So when we were eating there was a lady and like her husband or something sitting at the table next to me and my boo. And we started talking to them. And she's like, oh, I live in Orange County. Are you doing any shows in the area? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing like a pretty big headlining show in Irvine. Hopefully you can come. And she was like, I would love to. She was at the show. My friend from high school and middle school, who I hadn't seen since, was there. One of my teachers was supposed to be there, but she bailed. That one hurt a little bit, I'll be honest. But she's She, I'm sure she wanted to. But yeah, it was really fun. I had a Ahmed Weinberg open and Matt Lockwood host. And it was a good time. It was a good time. The managers, the people who worked at the Improv were like, honestly, we didn't think you could do it. But, yeah, so it was good. It was a good time. And then today, so I have a housekeeper come once a month to my small little apartment because it feels nice. My house collects dust and there's hair everywhere, and it's just nice to have someone clean up some things and make your home feel like a nice home for, at least a week while you can maintain it. So I had the housekeeper come by today. I decided to start working out, which was a huge mistake. Even sitting hurts my legs. I'm in so much pain right now. I started working out and I bought like a 10 class pass. So I'm locked in for at least 10 classes. I did my first class last Wednesday and I'm dying. I'm just sweating. I'm like giving up so quickly on all these exercises. It's like a high intensity workout class. And towards the end of the class, the guy who's standing next to me the whole time for the class, he's like, "Oh, I follow you on Instagram." Meanwhile, my face is bright red. I'm sweating. I can't breathe. I'm just so out of shape. And you know what sucked? I don't care that he follows me on Instagram, but that's like, he didn't even say, "Oh, I like your comedy." He's like, "Oh, I just watch what you do." That's so bizarre. Now he's watching me do it in real time. Just miserable. Ugh. But anyway, I was so sore after this class. And so the housekeeper came by today. After she got there, I went to go to my class for an hour. And it was a leg day. And my legs are already so sore from that first class. Oh, I wanted to cry. But I made a friend from the class. She was killing it. And I was like, "Girl, you're doing so good. I'm struggling over here." And she just moved here. She lives where I live in the same area. So we might start going to classes together. She was cool. I fucked with her. So then when I'm on my way home from the workout class, the housekeeper calls me and she's like, "Allie, like, I don't know if you can come home. There's police everywhere. My car's in your driveway. I can't leave. The police are telling me I need to stay inside your house. There's someone who went to your apartment building." And her English isn't very good. My Spanish, no es muy bueno. And so I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, is there someone inside my house? I'm like, how do you say hide under the bed in Spanish? Oh, I was stressed. So I like run home. There's police everywhere. I pick up my boyfriend to go with me because I was like, I need a body shield. And we get there. One of the, here's the thing, like, I'm all for like saying ACAB on Instagram, but I'm also like, yeah, but I don't know. I can't get into those discussions because I'm not educated enough, and I don't think anyone cares about my opinion. But, I get some of the sentiment of like cops do bad things, but I also want to be like, not all of them. But then if I say that, then I'm supporting racism. So it puts me, I don't support racism in any way. So I can't try and be too woke, or I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's stressful. I feel like I'm playing word Sudoku. I'm like trying to say the right word in the right box. Anyway, I would like to give everyone, regardless of your job, the benefit of the doubt that you're trying to do the right thing. This one cop was such a dick. I was like, yeah, fuck all of you. I'm going to send your badge number to all my woke friends on Instagram to dox you or whatever. He was such a dick. I was literally asking him. So the road was blocked off. And so I'm trying to ask him, like, I'm driving up and he's watching a parking lot. He has the very serious job of watching a parking lot that is completely empty. And I drive up. I'm like, "Hey, I live on the street." And immediately, without even listening to anything, he's like, "Get the fuck back. Get back. Get back." There was no active situation happening on my street, And there's also like a bajillion other cops like in the area because they're trying to find a suspect who's essentially harmless. So what happened, this guy stole a vehicle, and then he was just trying to flee the scene. He didn't have any weapons on him. But they can't be 100% sure. So I don't know. I guess now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, he was doing his job, but he was such a dick about it. And here's how I know he was going out of his way to be a dick, is because I talked to like 3 of the other officers who were right in front of the stolen car and where the guy, ran. And they were like chatting with me. I was talking to one of the officers about his last name because it ended in ski, and my last name ends in ski. So I'm like, oh, are you Russian or Polish? And we're just chatting. He's being so helpful, giving me all the tea on what's going on. He's like, yeah, the guy has some mark on his face. Could be a tattoo, could be a birthmark. We don't know. Curly hair. We were getting into the, the suspect's hair routine. But this one guy, I pull up, just asking, I live on this is my street. This is where I live. What's going on? I have a hostage housekeeper in my home. How do I get her out? She doesn't want to be there. She didn't sign up for overtime. He kept yelling, get out of the way. There was literally nothing happening where he was watching, and there's like 12 other cops around him who would be able to assess the situation. Oh, it pissed me off. Was that the most mad you've ever seen me? Yeah. Yeah, boyfriend confirms. I was so angry. Oh my God. And then, okay, so that kicked off my little tantrum. So that pissed me off. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck this, dude. I'm just going to park my car on the side of the street and then walk down towards my house so I can finally figure out what's happening. So I park my car. And I'm just sitting there because I'm like, let's just sit in the air. Let's figure this out first, and then we'll get out. So we're sitting in there. The lady across the street in the apartment building, she's like yelling at me. She's like, you can't park there. You can't park there. I'm like, yes, I can. What are you saying, woman? She's like, it's street sweeping. Oh, really? The entire road is shut off. You think the freaking street sweepers are coming by? They're running through the police lines just to clean up the sidewalk? No. Oh, it pissed me off so much. Oh my God, it made me so angry. I was like, thank you, ma'am. What did I say? Do you remember? What was I saying? I was saying, no, I didn't say I don't care. I was like, I think I'll be fine. Oh, I said, I have $63. I'll pay the ticket. Because I'm like, why is she trying to be the like good cop in this situation? I'm like, oh, ooh-wee. Yeah, so that pissed me off. Then I jumped out of the car, went over. I saw my housekeeper. She was fine. It wasn't as serious as, it was serious, but it wasn't as serious. They had canine dogs, little doggies who were taking big dumps. I'm like, are the police going to pick that up after? Or are they just leaving those massive canine dumps on the lawn? They left them. Yeah, the dogs are just pissing and shitting. They're like, damn, I'm getting paid for this. That's how I feel when I work at a restaurant. I go to the bathroom for like a 10-minute bathroom break. I'm like, I'm getting paid for this. I wonder if the dogs feel that same way. They're like, man, I'm on the job and I get to shit in front of a bunch of people and smell. One of my favorite things to do. Canine dogs, like police canine dogs, literally, what do they say? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's those dogs. They love sniffing shit, shitting, running around. But yeah, I guess the guy ran out of the car, ran straight up my house, and then jumped the fence from behind my house. And it was funny because his description matched perfectly the guy who lives above me. Perfectly, to a T. They were sniffing everything. Oh. And then my poor housekeeper had to just sit with me for like 2 hours because her car was in my driveway, so she couldn't pull it out in case the guy was in her car. But I was like, can't you guys just check the car and then let her leave? Because they were letting people come out of the apartment and walk across the street. I was hoping to see some shit go down, but I'm glad nothing went down. I'm glad everyone's safe. But it was very high intensity, just like my workouts. Maybe the guy took one of those classes and felt inspired to put it out into the street. All right. Guys, I hope I've entertained you for the past 40-something minutes. I love you all. Hope you have a nice week that's less intense than mine. Oh, unfortunately, if you were coming to see me in Washington, D.C., the shows got rescheduled. I didn't even know until someone DM'd me on Instagram saying, why did I get an email that your show is rescheduled? I had no idea. She brought it to my attention in the DM, so it got rescheduled. I guess there was some miscommunication between the club and my people, as we say in Hollywood. I will be back this year. Sorry that I won't be there this week, but I love you and I hope to see you soon. I was really looking forward to it. Really sucks. I will be in Boston. Or no, when this comes out, the Boston show will be done. Well, if you're in Boston when you're listening to this as it comes out, I'm going to be doing a show there Wednesday, August 11th at the White Bull Tavern. Show up. Also, I don't think people know this, but like, unless a show's sold out, even if it is sold out, if you don't have tickets, just show up at the door and see, because normally you'll be able to get in. So if you're having an issue getting any sort of ticket online, just go to the club. You'll be taken care of most likely. And also, there's a lot of like fake third-party websites out there to get tickets. The best place to go is my website, allymakovsky.com/shows. I have all the links to all the shows up there, and you won't get ripped off that way. I'm going to be in Chicago. I'm going to be in Cleveland in August. August 19th, I'll be in Cleveland. August 20th through 22nd, I'll be in Chicago. Am I going to be anywhere else? Probably go to allymakovsky.com/shows for more information. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anywhere else. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Please, please, please review this podcast on iTunes. Give it a nice 5-star rating. Whose podcast? Oh, it was Ari's podcast. Me and my boyfriend were listening to your podcast, the one with Jeremy Piven. So funny. Great podcast episode. Check out Ari Manis's podcast, Unlicensed Therapy. He just interviewed Jeremy Piven. It starts out hilarious. We're only halfway through. But I like what you do on the podcast, where if someone leaves a 5-star rating and they review it, you'll read their review on the podcast at the beginning of it. I thought that was a great idea. So if you guys do that, I'll read it on my podcast at the beginning. I'm curious if I can read some of the reviews right now on my podcast, just out of curiosity. How do you find the review? Oh, here we go. Let's see if there's any good reviews on here. 5-star only. Someone said, I love Allie. She's super funny and relatable. Always look forward to a new episode. That was from Kristen_Fion. Dusty Brisket, if that's your real name, you're a hero. Dusty Brisket said, what a wonderful way to spend an hour. Allie makes me smile. Love the song at the end. I've been getting a lot of questions about this. The song at the end is from the War Toys. I don't remember exactly which song it is, but if you listen to their album that has the song RX on it, yeah, the song is on there. So just listen to the entire album. They're called the War Toys. I love them. Wishbone Man said, everything Allie Mack is awesome. Tony No Bueno said, I don't know why I love this pod, but I do. Gonna enjoy catching up and just subscribed on Patreon. You might as well do the same. Anyway, if you leave me a review, I will read it on the podcast. Why not? Hopefully I remember. That would suck, but it helps out. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends about it. If you want to do a monthly Zoom hang with the top tier patrons, you can go to patreon.com/AllieMakovsky. Anyway, I love you. Take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye.